I wish I had $1 for everyone who tells me they have a face made for radio, because I'd be rich beyond the dreams of avarice. So, what I'm about to tell you could severely limit my imaginary income, but it could goose your real revenue something fierce. I see lots of videos today talking about how if you're scared to be in a video yourself, that's okay. Hi, I'm Steve Washer with brainyvideo.com. Now, what you're being told by the talking heads in these videos is that a talking head video doesn't convert. Well, there are at least 3 problems with this proposition. One, the person on camera telling you not to put yourself on camera. I mean, if they really believe this, why would they be on camera in the first place? 2, these messages are often meant for thought leaders or change agents. And this is natural because the people going on video telling you not to bother are really thought leaders. You know why? Because they're putting themselves on video. If someone wants to be a thought leader and they're too afraid to put themselves on camera, that's a clear case of, oh boy, big word internet alert, cognitive dissonance. I'm kidding, I know you know what I'm talking about. That just means trying to hold 2 ideas at the same time, 2 ideas that don't belong together. And my job is to eliminate the cognitive dissonance so you can get on with changing the world. And I mean today. Now, the third reason this idea of not being on video is so wrong-headed is that the term talking head is a straw man. I mean, there's a world of difference between a talking head and a passionate, beating heart. You can sniff out someone who's going through the motions a mile away, and you're drawn to the person who gives a damn about what she's doing. But how do you know that if you can't see her? So if you're telling yourself that you have a face made for radio, well, first of all, there's no such thing as a face made for radio, and that's not an inconvenient truth. I mean, it's a funny joke. It's a convenient fiction, but it's not helpful. I mean, look at me. For years, people told me I had a face made for radio. And if I'd listened to them, there would never have been a brainyvideo.com. Now, if someone is saying to you, like if you say you're too scared to be in a video, oh, you poor dear, then just make a PowerPoint. Please remember this. Anyone who wants to bring relief to a hurting world, or joy to the grieving, or knowledge to the ignorant, needs to know this. They're going to have to put themselves on camera and with the best that's in them. They aren't going to change the world with charts and graphs. Just ask this guy.
The 2 major sources are individual income tax and Social Security and Medicare.
You're going to connect with people when they can see you and hear you and understand your message. And that's an awesome way for them to come to trust you enough to let themselves be transformed by what you have to bring into the world. Now, don't get me wrong, cartoons and whiteboards and scribblers are fine, and they have their place in video marketing. If you've got something to demonstrate, they're fantastic. But if they're being used as a barrier between someone and their natural tribe, how do I put this?
Stop it!
Yeah. Listen, you know it takes a lot of chutzpah to put yourself in front of other human beings and say your piece. I was behind the camera for most of my life. I used to be scared to death of it. It's only been in the last couple of years that, that I've stepped out from behind the lens, and it was the most fateful thing I ever did. I learned, for one thing, that it's okay to be scared, but not to let the scary stop me. Feel the fear and do it anyway. They tell me that's called courage. Thought leaders need to become really familiar with fear. Make fear your new bestie. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And before long, those things that seemed impossible to you will be a distant memory. And you'll ever wonder why you were, afraid of that kiddie pool as you stand there on the precipice of the cliff. And if you need some help with how to be on camera, just click below to find out about Master of Video Presence. You can learn how to put your passionate heart out there and get your message across in a way that makes sense for your business. You don't have to settle for a choice between a talking head and an infographic. Master of Video Presence is available only for a couple more days. And after that, it's reserved for our inner circle members. So check it out now. See if it's right for you. For more courageous thought leaders, I'm Steve Washer with brainyvideo.com.